Basically, my disapproval of both the Republican and Democratic parties, what they've done in regard to not only our state, our local, and our country. They've completely sold out to the corporations, and when I found out that the Green Party candidates do not take, or at least they pledge not to take any campaign donations from corporations, I thought, wait a minute, I should look into this a little more closely. And being that it's now the only other established party in the state, and has an actual chance at challenging the Republicans and Democrats, I thought, well, maybe this is a venue to go to.
Yeah,
well, I just look at it that I think Rich, in his campaign, as short as it was, after the entire objection process and all that was taken care of, I think he only spent $25,000, and he wound up getting, I think it was well over 350,000 votes. So he spent 8 cents a vote, where Topinka and Blagojevich spent, what, 10 or 12 or $15?
Wasn't it like about 11, 12% of the vote or something like that?
Yes, I think it's somewhere just under 11%.
Yeah, very good. So, okay, so you're here as a candidate for Congress, and we've talked before. I guess you're opposed to the interventionism out excuse me, in the Middle East.
Absolutely, a number of reasons for that. If you just look at the economics of it, the last figure I saw was $1.6 trillion has been spent between Afghanistan and Iraq. And if you think of what that what is $1.6 trillion? I mean, who can actually figure out what $1.6 trillion is? But if you break it down into something you can understand, that $1.6 trillion would provide 75 million $20,000 cars in this country. Or you could buy 7.5 million $200,000 homes. Or you could do the complete funding. I know you don't like the public education aspect of things, but you could supply the funding of the entire education system in the United States, local, state, and federal, for 3 years. You not only have the economic aspect of it, but you also have and I have to kind of be careful when you say the constitutional aspect of it, because it's been acceptable for too many years that presidents can have basically undeclared wars.
Right.
If you go back to the original Constitution, only Congress can declare war.
Right.
But since I think it goes all the way back to the Civil War, when Abraham
World War
Lincoln,
II was the last time.
Yeah, that Congress actually declared war. There was not, as far as I remember my history, and I've probably forgotten more than I know anymore, but I think in the Civil War, Lincoln did not declare, or Congress did not declare war on the Confederacy because they didn't want to give them actual status.
Right. Oh, that makes
so.
Yeah.
In that case, Congress did not declare war. But you're right; it was World War II was the last war that Congress actually declared war, and it has this executive branch versus the legislative branch. Who has the power? The commander-in-chief, or whether it's Congress with its constitutional duties. And I guess the Supreme Court has never determined which is actually it. They've kind of ignored their duty. So we have three branches of government who basically, on one issue anyway, haven't determined who's right. Especially when you look at the practical side of things. In Afghanistan, how many other countries, Britain, Russia, and the list goes on, have tried to, beat the Afghans, and nobody has. So what makes anybody think that
you got to
we
defeat tribe by tribe? It
Yeah.
would take hundreds of years. Like it took Great Britain hundreds of years to overtake Ireland because they were clans.
Right, and we have. I think the problem is you have a completely different culture, a completely different outlook on life that we don't understand.
Right.
And how you can expect to change that when they've been used to what they've been doing for thousands of years.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to personal rights, because I think that's another area that Libertarians and Greens are probably in agreement. The Patriot Act is up for readoption. And Obama says he would sign it.
Well, Obama, once again, just like his how many other promises did he make during the campaign that have been unfulfilled or ignored? And this is another issue that, just like you said, personal rights. How long was it before they found out the executives in a number of the telecommunications industries were doing the illegal wiretaps? And I believe, wasn't it Bush that gave them complete pardons?
Which, of course, is unconstitutional.
Well, of course. But what
But
do we care about the Constitution?
The Supreme Court is part of the cabal. I'm sorry, it is. It's just they just rubber stamp for the most part what the establishment wants to do.
Well, if you take a look at it, who appoints the Supreme Court? One political arm of
Right.
one party or the other.
This is true. All right, we are back. Freedom Rings. We're talking with Dan Kairis, candidate for Congress, Green Party, 14th District, right here. Why don't you give out your information if anybody wants to help out with your campaign?
Okay, if anybody's interested, they could get to our my website at rpil.org. If they're interested in the Illinois Green Party, it's ilgp.org.